Hey, this is Rich. Welcome back. I just finished my 47th week on Wegovy. I took this week's shot just a few minutes ago. So far, so good. I am struggling a little bit on the drug right now as we are talking. And tomorrow I have my doctor's appointment to talk about should I go up in dosage. So I'll talk more about that next week. In preparation for my doctor's appointment, I wanted to become a little more informed and start thinking about the questions I'm going to ask her. My doctor is great. She encourages me to ask questions. Sometimes she just gives her medical advice, which is nope, nope. There's no basis in fact on that. Sometimes she says that's a really good idea. Let's try that. And sometimes she says, give me a minute. And she leaves and she goes and looks it up on the computer and comes back and talks about it some more. So I love the fact that my doctor is an expert and willing to learn more. And as all these drugs come out and, these semaglutide drugs come out, they're fairly new. Uh, I just like the fact that she's open to investigating and thinking about it and talking about what might change and willing to tell me sometimes that I'm full of beans. I think that is so important for a doctor to be able to say that. And as a consumer, as a patient, it is important for me to be able to accept that sometimes what the Google says, and the Google is just a bunch of tubes for all you old guys like me, what the Google says is crap. It's baloney. And sometimes it's right. And so you have to be willing to ask the questions and willing to be wrong and willing to accept when a medical person gives you a strong answer, because if they give me a strong answer, they're confident in the fact that that's just a perceived item and it's not true. So I love the fact that my doctor is very open to questions, investigating things, looking stuff up, and then coming back and giving me her best opinion based on fact. So I don't think she watches this channel at all, but shout out to my doctor. I did look to see what were the most common reasons why you may stall on a drug like Wegovy, a semaglutide like this. And some of the most obvious answers, or the answers that I saw, were pretty obvious. One is a medical condition, that you have some underlying condition that's coming on and it's stopping you. Like diabetes, I guess, is one of those. I don't have diabetes, but if you had diabetes, or if I was developing diabetes, that might be an indicator that there's something going on that I need to worry about. Another one is if you're taking other medications that are conflicting. Now, I'm not. I'm barely on anything. I'm more than vitamins, and Wegovy. So I don't think that that's the case either. Um, Another one is stress. Yeah, I don't know anybody who isn't under a lot of stress, and I'm stressed at my job, stressed at my house, doing some renovation. That's a lot of stress. So yeah, it could be that. Another one is that I need to go to the higher dose, and we've talked about that, and I'll talk with my doctor about that tomorrow and see if that's the easiest answer, the easiest solution is to try the higher dosage. Right now, I'm on 0.5. I don't know if I can go to 0.75 or if I go to 0.1 or what the next highest dosage is. I don't know. I will talk to her, but I'll try to go as slow as possible if we do increase the dose so that I have more room to grow on that. Uh, Another one is your diet. And I think I've been pretty good about my diet. I have a tracking device that I use an app to put in all my food and track the calories. And I'm always trying to work at a very minor calorie deficit. But maybe I'm not hitting the mark all the times. And I was thinking, I just made lunch a few minutes ago, and my lunch is just going to be a basic salad with a little bit of meat in it, a little bit of canned chicken in it. And I for my dressing, instead of using a heavy dressing, a high calorie dressing, I use balsamic vinegar and a little bit of olive oil and some garlic and stuff like that. It tastes really good, but I started to wonder, maybe I'm not measuring my balsamic vinegar because it has one of those uh, things on the top where you just shake it and it kind of puts out in little dashes. But maybe I'm using too much. And I thought, are things sneaking in that I'm not counting for? So maybe I have to start measuring everything meticulously. I really hope not, because it's just easy to take the cover off and shake it a couple of times, and there you go. But we'll see. Um, Exercise. So I talked a couple of weeks ago about exercise, and I'm exercising a little more. But I did get a response from in the channel. Someone messaged me and gave me access to, or sent me a link to their site, and I just went to check it out. It wasn't about Wegovy, but it was about the weight loss and exercise and aerobic exercise and weight or resistance exercising, and talking about when you should do something, when you shouldn't, when's the best time to do whichever exercise, and it was very interesting. So I think I'll watch more of that channel. I think if you look at my comments, you'll see his link. Another one is sleep. So I don't know anybody who gets enough sleep. I just don't. Sorry. Even if I go to bed early, I wake up in the middle of the night and I'm up for a while, and then I fall back to sleep. So you look at the total amount of sleep I get, it's probably not enough. But again, I don't know anybody that doesn't have that same problem. But I think that that's a good one no matter what. That's a good health benefit no matter what. And then finally, there's the plateau effect on weight loss, which is you just plateau. Your body becomes adaptive. Your body adapts to what you're doing, and it's able to fight it off. And I have really strong fat cells. They're ninjas that they want to retain all their fat as possible, and they fight like crazy. And I think the advice was shake it up, shake up what you're doing, see if that would help a little bit. I'll give that a try. I'll talk to my doctor tomorrow first, but I think I'll give that a try. That makes some sense, and it's an easy thing to do, and I don't think it would hurt me in any way. Just eating a little differently or eating different times, things like that. So we'll see how it goes. Those are the reasons or the rationales for why you might not be losing weight on Wegovy, at least the most common ones, and that allows me to come up with questions for my doctor, and then she can give me her educated expert responses. I'll talk about next week with what she has to say. Anyhow, let's talk about something more fun. Tomorrow is Mother's Day, so I have some Mother's Day jokes here, some mama jokes here. The first one is why was the mother spider upset with the baby spider? The baby spider was spending too much time on the web. No. What is the best flower to give to your mom on Mother's Day? Mums? Yeah. And then finally, why don't mothers want to sleep like a baby? Why don't mothers like to sleep like a baby? They'd rather sleep like a dad. Exactly. All right. You didn't come here to hear me tell jokes, although I just keep telling them. You came to find out how I did this week. This week was another really, really tough week. I had to fight like crazy not to eat. Just eat everything in sight. I made very sure that I didn't go searching through the pantry and all that stuff for additional things. But I sat here and said, I'm so hungry, I can't stand it. And even that, even really thinking that I'm denying myself and feeling like I denied myself, I had a flat week. I didn't gain anything, but I didn't lose anything either. I was just at zero. At least I didn't gain anything still, but boy, I wanted to eat more. I really did. So I'm still 85 pounds down. That's great. We'll see how tomorrow's appointment with the doctor goes. We'll see you next week.